Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into something big, a whole wave of breakthroughs that are completely changing the face of medicine. We're talking everything from robotic surgeons with insane precision to wearables that can literally predict the future. You know, this one sentence from our source material, it just nails it. It perfectly captures this revolution that's happening as we speak. This isn't just about one new gadget or one new technique. No, it's a fundamental shift in how we even think about healthcare. So, all right, let's get into it. So, first up, let's talk about how AI is basically giving healthcare pros, well, superpowers. It's like a whole new set of technological super senses. Pretty cool, right? Okay, look at this number, 0.053 millimeters. What in the world is that? I mean, it's smaller than a human hair, smaller than a grain of sand. This, believe it or not, is the new gold standard for surgical precision. It's a level of accuracy that, let's be honest, a human hand just can't hit every single time. And this is where it all comes together. Imagine combining a surgeon's brilliant mind with the steady hand of a master watchmaker. That's what we're seeing here. A robot engineered at UCLA just pulled off the world's first robotic cataract surgeries on humans. And yeah, it hit that mind-blowing 0.053 millimeter precision. Now, this isn't about kicking surgeons out of the operating room. Not at all. It's about getting rid of those tiny natural hand tremors, the little variabilities that are just part of being human. And in surgeries this delicate, that makes all the difference in the world. And this idea of superhuman ability, it's not just for surgery. It's also about making the whole workflow faster and smarter. Get this. There's an AI tool from a company called Rapid AI that can take any standard CT scan, and in just a few seconds, boom, it maps out the patient's entire aorta. We're talking precise measurements, a full 3D model, the whole shebang. Think about what that does. It slashes the time doctors spend reading scans and makes everything more consistent. That means they can spot huge, life-threatening problems way earlier. Okay, so diagnosing and treating things faster is great. But what if we could see a problem coming before it even happens? I mean, really forecasting it. Well, that idea of proactive prevention, it's not science fiction anymore. For people with epilepsy, it's now a reality, all thanks to a new wearable. Yes, seriously, think of it like a weather forecast, but for your brain. This wearable headset called AP-Seras is constantly monitoring brain activity. Its AI is always crunching the data, looking for signs. And then it sends out a real-time risk alert if a seizure might be coming. This is a total game changer. We're moving away from just reacting after something bad happens and into the world of proactive, AI-powered prevention. It gives patients back a sense of control, a level of safety they've just never had. And this predictive power isn't just for super specialized medical gear either. Just look down at your wrist. A huge study, and I mean huge, over 17,000 patients found that the smartwatch you might be wearing right now can detect atrial fibrillation. You know, that's the irregular heartbeat that can lead to a stroke. And it does it with about 95% sensitivity and 96% specificity. That is crazy accurate. We're talking near clinical levels of accuracy from an everyday gadget. But, and this is a really important but, high accuracy isn't the end of the story. The data comes with a big warning label. We have to be super careful. Why? Because you've got the risk of false positives or picking up on really minor episodes that don't need major intervention, and that could lead to overtreatment. So the takeaway is you can't just rely on an automated alert. It has to be balanced with a real doctor making a real personalized decision. So we've got these incredible, powerful, precise AI tools. But as we just saw, using them isn't always cut and dry. You need context, you need wisdom. And that's because medicine, well, it's not just about data and robots. It's also this amazing field full of unexpected connections and genuinely surprising discoveries. So let's pivot for a second and look at a couple of recent findings that prove breakthroughs can pop up from the most unexpected places. Sometimes it's about taking another look at an old tool, and sometimes it's about discovering the hidden catch with a new one. Okay, who had this on their bingo card? A big review of studies just found that nitrous oxide, yep, laughing gas, can cause a really fast and major drop in depression symptoms. We're talking within 2 to 24 hours. But here's the catch. It's powerful, but it's short-lived. The effects mostly wear off within a week. Still, it's a super interesting look at a potential treatment that could work fast, even if it doesn't last long. And for another surprise, new research is showing a hidden downside to something we all think of as a clear win. We're talking about rapid weight loss. Whether it's from those popular new drugs, surgery, or just diet, it turns out there can be a dark side. Sure, it's a massive win for your metabolism and heart, but it can also be quietly weakening your bones, which actually increases your risk of fractures.
So, what does this really mean? It means we kind of have to rethink how we look at weight loss altogether. The reasons why this happens are complicated. There's less physical weight stressing your bones, there are big hormonal changes, even changes inside your bone marrow. The bottom line is, we have to start seeing weight loss as more than just a win for our metabolism. It's also a potential risk to our skeleton, a risk that needs to be managed carefully with the right nutrition and, you guessed it, strength training.
All of these things we've talked about, the digital tools, the surprising new findings, they bring us to this really critical moment. A new frontier, you could say, because when even something as simple as weight loss is good turns out to have a hidden, complex side, it just goes to show how challenging it's going to be to figure out the future of humans and AI working together in medicine. And that brings us to the big, final question from our source material. Because look, it's not a question of if AI will be a part of medicine anymore. That ship has sailed. The real question is how. With these tools getting so powerful, so fast, what's the first clinical task we can safely let an AI handle mostly on its own? So, what's the answer? Do we start small, with the low stakes, boring stuff like pulling data from notes? Or maybe something that's all about making things consistent, like setting up imaging protocols? Or do we get bolder? Let it write the first draft of a report, as long as a human radiologist has the final sign-off? Or maybe the right answer for now is none of the above. Maybe it's just too soon to let AI fly solo at all. The truth is, there are no easy answers here. It's all just a complicated balancing act between making things more efficient and managing the risks. And that leaves all of us with a big question. What is the right balance? And where do we even go from here?